chilling in the back.
What is up, YouTube Adventure family? Today is an awesome day. It's actually an awesome week for me. It's my favorite time of the year, and that's the GoPro Mountain Games up in Vail. It's about 7 miles away, and we're gonna jump on the Kingbull Hunter 2.0 and take it up to Vail. I did some customization, actually. I did a cool decal on my own there and did some custom pedals on it just to kind of give its own little swag. We're gonna run this bike up to Vail for a special occasion at the GoPro Mountain Games. The announcer and the voice of the GoPro Mountain Games and just an all-time legend, Dan Gavere, is up there, and he needed an e-bike to ride for the GoPro Mountain Games while he's up there the next 4 days doing announcing and running back and forth and running everywhere between meetings, doing announcing in the whitewater, you know, going to events himself. You know, he's considered, in my opinion, and many others, the Michael Jordan of paddleboarding. And we're gonna run this bike up there, and the cool people and Lily and the gang over at Kingbull sent me this Hunter 2.0 in all black for Dan to take out all weekend. And man, I am so excited, not only to give him a bike, I'm just really excited to work with the people over at Kingbull and just how generous they are to really just throw an e-bike out to Dan so he don't have to run and walk back and forth, just making his life a hell of a lot easier. So what we're gonna do today, and this is really cool, this is my first ride up to Vail on an e-bike this year. They've got the pass open so we can get over there, but we're gonna ride here in Avon. We're gonna go down to Vail Village, and it's about 7.5, 8 miles away on the Kingbull Hunter 2.0 and deliver this bike to my good friend, Dan Gavere at the GoPro Mountain Games in Vail. Let's go, guys. I turned on the speedometer and there's literally a Kingbull commercial. So yeah, they offer a lot of different bikes, as you can see there, ironically, and you can use my discount code Colorado and save a bunch of money on any of these bikes. And I've not only got the Kingbull 2.0 ×2, I'm getting that EX Titan there in a couple days. Stay tuned for that. All right, we're gonna start our mission here. Ah, look at that, sold an e-bike. We're gonna head up to Vail Village where these GoPro games are going. Should be very, very exciting to see some of the old crew and some of the old boys and girls from the southeast where I grew up kayaking. And some of you know, not a lot of you, but back in my day and how I know these guys and girls is I used to compete in kayaking. Not that I was great at it or anything. I could hold my own. I could kayak just anywhere, you know. Not really play boating, you know, where they do the flips and the waves as much, but downriver creek boating. You know, I've kayaked with the biggest names in the industry, I could say that. Even recreationally, not even like competing, but I've competed against the best in the world. Of course, they've beaten the living crap out of me. I've also beaten a professional kayaker before, so I'll just leave it at that. I've defeated a famous professional kayaker in a whitewater race before, and maybe because they got disqualified, but it doesn't matter. I used to compete for fun and never looking for number one. You know, the old saying goes, if you're not first, you're last. Well, I often said I was shooting for last at a lot of these competitions just to joke around, just to be funny or whatever. All right, we're gonna take the Hunter 2.0 over here real quick, get some supplies before I head up to the village. I'll be on your left here, bud. How y'all doing? Good. So cool. See, that's the thing about e-bikes right there. As obviously kid and dad, and that's just freaking awesome. That just made my day right there, seeing dad and probably one of his younger kids out and riding on their e-bikes to Vail Village, and that's just awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, let's head on through here. They've got this open now. This has not been open too awfully long. This bike path that cuts through here and it goes up to Vail Village. Pretty freaking awesome. All right, let's keep on going this way so we don't hold up any traffic behind us. Because they were scooting along too, but I'm just scooting along a little bit faster. Going about 23 right now, not too shabby. Gorgeous, gorgeous day. Wow. I'll check the phone when I get up here, check my messages as I take this bike on up to Dan to the GoPro Mountain Games here in Vail. Like, man, I don't know if many of you all or any of y'all have ever been up here to Vail, but it's gorgeous, man. It is absolutely gorgeous. And it's like a hidden gem in the summer because everybody thinks of Vail ski resort, and it is. It's as good as it freaking gets. That's why I moved here. I moved here 15 years ago, almost to the day, 15 years ago. And I call it home now. I've been in this valley, you know, for a decade and a half, and it's home. And I know a lot of people, and I've got a lot of friends, and my support group, should I say, or my support is definitely in this valley of anywhere in the world. I've got more support and more love in this valley, and especially for what I've been doing here lately with this YouTube channel. I've got so much love and support locally. It's just amazing. I've sold a lot of bikes locally through my affiliate programs and through my videos. And it's just really awesome when I run into somebody and they're telling me about a video of mine that they've watched. And I just, that's why I do it. It's not about the money, even though that's starting to be a thing now, where pretty soon, and I hope, I mean, I had a couple good months with my affiliate programs, you know, but, you know, it's seasonal, and you know, bikes are seasonal, just like snowboards or whatever that I've done prior affiliate programs with. But honestly, it's seasonal, and I got to figure out a way to get that bigger and better, so I could just do this as straight up full time, year round, and I love it because I ride my e-bikes year round, and it's no issue for me to make content year round. Awesome. Everybody out riding their bikes. Everybody out riding their bikes. We'll go up here and we'll check my messages, see if Dan's messaging me, wondering where. What a dumbass. There's a really cool spot up here, so I'm gonna go up to this one spot and just check my messages and see if Dan has buzzed me. I'm gonna tell him I'm on my way. Of course, jabber-jawing away. I'm running a little bit behind. Right there's Gore Creek. I've kayaked this creek 100 times or more. Probably, actually more than that. Ex-girlfriend and another friend. It's a lady. Anyways, that's a whole nother story. But that's Gore Creek. That's a real famous creek, and a lot of people kayak down that and paddleboard down it. And another thing that I do like about the Kingbull Hunter 2.02 is I could actually pedal this bike. I got the seat actually pretty low. I'm an old BMX guy, and I don't really do the road bike, you know, knees all the way down. I don't have no reason to be honest to you, because I use the throttle mainly in these things, and some pedal assist when I get, like, you know, on highway speeds or whatever. But I am definitely not one to just pedal my brains out. That's for damn sure. I'll get back over here in the side lane. Yeah, coming into Vail now. This is West Vail. I used to live actually back there. My very first residence in this valley was back there on Gore Creek in West Vail. And that was a great location, but it was just temporary until I got a more permanent location. Check it out, there's a hawk flying up there. That's pretty cool. But I've lived in a couple places in Vail. I lived in East Vail for a couple years, and then, of course, I lived you know, down this way too, in Westville when I first moved here. But just beautiful areas to live and beautiful areas to spend time outdoors. Just really freaking enjoy it a lot. And where we're headed right now, we're gonna head up through here and go through Vail and get into Vail Village, but we're gonna go to International Bridge in Vail Village, if you know where that is. You get this awesome e-bike here by Kingbull, the Hunter 2.0, up to Dan Gavere, whitewater professional athlete and just known worldwide guy. Just one of the most humble, down-to-earth people you'll ever meet. I mean, just absolutely just an awesome human being. And just always gracious and always, you know, just has his door open all the time. He's invited me to his home several times. Just a great dude, man, just great dude. And just an absolute beast. Whitewater. Just one of those guys that's just super exciting to be around and, you know, just full of energy and full of love and just loves what he does. And, you know, man, he just brings it to the table every time. It's just an absolute pleasure to get him an e-bike through one of my affiliates. Reaching out to Lily and the gang at Kingbull and them supplying me with this Hunter 2.0 in all black, which is cool. And I threw on some custom pedals and a custom Kingbull decal just to spice it up a little bit, make it look cool. Because in this all black, I really like it. I'm really enjoying this ride. These big old tall 26 by 4 inch monster fat tires just make a huge difference on the ride. It's a smooth ride and it's super comfortable. I'm really enjoying this drive. This is cool. Cool. And I could still like get some pedal traction going here, like even going up the hill in 7th gear. So I'm still like grounded to the bike, you know, I'm not just ghost pedaling. I could seriously still help the bike out just in 4th. You know, I just got it in pedal assist 4. I don't have it in anything big, but I just got it in pedal assist 4, not even the highest mode. I'm just able just to truck right up that hill and give it some assistance. I think that's really important when you get an e-bike like this or a 48 volt. If you're gonna have a lot of hills and stuff, I do think it's a good idea if it doesn't have just a ton of torque or a bigger motor on it. I just think it's a good idea to get a bike that you can pedal, because you're gonna absolutely destroy that motor and that controller and those e-bikes if you're just throttling up a hill and it's a 48 volt, you know, 15 amp hour battery and you're just gunning it up that hill, man. You're absolutely destroying that e-bike. I mean, the life of that e-bike is going to be short-lived. So if you're looking at a 48 volt and you've got hills, you better get a bike like this that you can actually pedal. You know what I mean? Now, if you're in Florida or somewhere where it's super flat, you know, and you don't have a lot of hills, or you live in a valley, even like in the valley that I live in, it's pretty flat for the most part. When you come up to Vail, you got a little bit, but everywhere else, if you stay on the bike paths and you don't live like on a whiskey hill, you can get by with a 48 volt throttle only 15 amp hour battery just fine. But if you've got a hill to climb, you best be getting an e-bike that you can pedal, or you're just gonna wear the living heck out of that e-bike and it's not gonna be around long. All right, let's head on up here. Going through Westville. This is Lions Head Village area. This is really beautiful and cool and gorgeous, and it's a really good place to stay and hang out, to be honest with you. I've worked here in this village for many, many moons. I absolutely love it. I'm gonna take a ride actually through the village. Might be a good idea today. Let's go down this way and see what's happening. There's a goat power box Billy goat back there. It might be crowded down there because they have the dogs. So I'm actually going to sneak up this way. I just really like that I could pedal this bike. I mean, I'm just a cat on a hot tin roof most time, ants in the pants. I've been called a lot of things, not just jabberjaws, but just I'm a hyper person. I swear I got like restless leg syndrome sometimes, and having a bike to pedal is actually pretty cool. As silly as that sounds. So you've got some front suspension that's super, super nice, but you don't have any rear suspension on it. It's a hardtail, and that's what's going to be exciting about getting that Titan next week, is going to be that rear suspension. See how that feels on a mountain bike style e-bike. But these tires, because not only because they're fat tires, they're 26-inch tires, they do roll over the bumps a heck of a lot easier and smoother. I'm actually going to go this back way. I know a sneaky route to get to International Bridge. And don't tell anybody I showed you this. So when you come to the village, especially if you're on an e-bike, which I absolutely recommend that you park somewhere else and come to the village on an e-bike. Maybe not today, it's not as busy, but this weekend, oh man, you bet your butt nuggets. How you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Good. There's the village. We'll go around this way here. This is the back way, so we're gonna go by basically this. There's some people going down the river. I'll show you these guys real quick. They get ready to go under the bridge here in a raft. Getting ready for the weekend festivities. There they go. Pretty cool. They might be doing a race or just finishing up a race, but that's just basically the C2 raft team there. There's a kayak being carried across the village. How cool is that? All right, let's head up here and give this e-bike to Dano, the Mano, so he has some transportation for the weekend. Huh. How cool is that?
If you ran really fast, you might make it down to watch a couple of them finish, but that's it for the start here. Now you're going to see a lot.
It's kind of slow right now because everything's just kind of getting started. It's Thursday, and then they do these games like Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday too. Big stuff is definitely Saturday and Sunday. So let's take us in.
And then we will kick off at 3:30 sharp the freestyle kayak qualifiers brought to you by IsoPure. There's a lot of stuff going on with events starting an hour. Here you go to iOS Store. Please download the Mountain Games app and get that schedule going on the app.
First day of the GoPro Mountain Games. You can see everybody in their kayaks here getting ready for the fun. And there's the man, the myth, the legend. This guy right here is kind of a cool guy. I don't know, kind of know him. Kind of been around this guy a little bit. What is up, man?
Dude.
What is up?
Good to see you, brother.
This right here is Dan Gavere, man. He's one of the greatest guys in the world and just one of the legends of whitewater. And I call him the Michael Jordan of paddleboarding. What's up, Dan?
Dude, I'm so stoked.
I got your bike over here, man.
Yeah, I'm stoked, dude. I need something to just get around, you know? I'm not a big fan of walking, bro. Like, if I can roll, I'm always on a pair of
this
wheels.
is a guy that's got more, more adrenaline and more strength than anybody, and he's talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got him a bike over here. I want to get with Dan right now. I hope you enjoyed the ride, and I'll have more footage from the GoPro Games, especially with Dan the man here. Take it easy, guys. Peace.